Oh, I got to start today's episode with a sincere apology to Rico Dowdle because Rico, you absolutely cooked today. 183 yards, 56 receiving yards, receiving touchdown, led the team in both categories. You, my brother, absolutely cooked today, and you told us to buckle up. And obviously, I wasn't buckled up tight enough. I wasn't locked into my seat. So apologies. Salute to you, my brother. I wish you well in all of your endeavors with Carolina and whoever else you play for. But this defense, man, this defense is atrocious. What in the hell are we doing on the defensive side of the ball? And I wish I could say Matt Eberflus counter days as a coach. Like I wish I could say that. But the problem is that Jerry Jones is so stubborn, and because Jerry Jones hired Matt Eberflus, there's no faith. I have no faith that we will ever fire Matt Eberflus. Not during the season, at least, right? Like Jerry Jones is just that stubborn that he will literally wait 16 games to see if Matt Eberflus can turn this thing around because he hired him. And it's hard for Jerry to admit that he's wrong when he's wrong. So I wish I could say Matt Eberflus count your days as the Cowboys defensive coordinator, but that would just be me lying to myself the same way I did about Rico when I said Rico wasn't going to run all over us, and he did. He did. Um, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what to do. Um, Obviously, this does not feel good. This is not a good loss. This is not a good loss. This is not a good loss, and for a couple reasons. One, our defense is atrocious. Our defense is atrocious. Run defense, pass defense. That's another thing. Don't let nobody lie to you, bro. Don't let nobody lie to you and tell you that our run defense is fixed because we got rid of Micah and we got Kenny Clark. Our run defense is not fixed. Don't let anybody tell you that lie, bro. This run defense is not fixed. We are still giving up yards. We're still giving up yards to just about everybody we've played against. Just about everybody we've played against has had a day against us. Frankly, everybody we've played against. So don't let nobody tell you this run defense is fixed. I mean, if it's not a running back, it's a quarterback. When we played the Eagles, Jalen Hurts had 62 rushing yards against us. When we played the Giants, Cam Scatterbo had 45 rushing yards against us. That wasn't bad, but obviously they aired us out so bad throwing the ball that it wasn't that we didn't feel the effects of the run game. When we played the Bears, DeAndre Swift only had 33 rushing yards, but they aired us out again so bad that we didn't even feel the effects of the run game. They didn't even need to run the ball. We played the Packers. Josh Jacobs had 86 yards. We played the Jets. Breece Hall had 113 yards. And then today we play Rico, and Rico has 183 yards. So in the past 3 weeks, this rush defense has given up 86 yards to Josh Jacobs, 113 to Breece Hall, and 186 to Rico Dowdle. So don't let anybody lie to you and tell you that this run defense is fixed because we magically traded for Kenny Clark and got rid of Micah Parsons. Don't let Jerry Jones lie to y'all and tell y'all that. That's not the truth. Just because we got rid of Micah Parsons and we brought in Kenny Clark, this run defense is not fixed. And what's scary about that is if by the grace of God, we somehow decide to lock in and find a way to make the playoffs, I can guarantee you what will happen. I know what will happen. Teams will either decide to air us out or they will decide to run all over us, which is a story and a tale as old as time. It's a tale as old as time. So Cowboys fans, you have to decide what you want. Do you want to win? Do you want to win and possibly make the playoffs? I do. I do only, and here's why. Here's why I want to win because Dak deserves that much. Let's get into him. I still want to win because Dak deserves that much. Dak deserves to be able to make his case for MVP for a second time in his career, where I felt like he was robbed the first time. So Dak truly deserves to be able to make his case for MVP. That's why I want to continue to win. Dak didn't deserve what happened today. We go out there. He puts up 261 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dak Prescott today had 261 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Cowboys still somehow found a way to lose to the Carolina Panthers, bro. That's why Dak Prescott is MVP. Because if we go anywhere or we do anything this year, it's because he willed us to that. He willed us to that. That's why Dak Prescott is the MVP of this season. The same way that Joe Burrow should have won MVP last year if Cincinnati had made the playoffs. That's the predicament we're in right now with Dak Prescott. That's the predicament. We either make the playoffs and Dak Prescott has a real shot at winning MVP this year, which may be his best shot because Patrick Mahomes hasn't been Patrick Mahomes of late. Lamar Jackson hasn't been Lamar Jackson of late. Josh Allen has been pretty good, but he's had some scrapes on the knee as well. So when those 3 guys aren't exactly who you expect them to be on a year in and year out basis, Dak Prescott deserves a chance to go out there, win games, make the playoffs, and make a case for MVP. And the sad reality is that right now, I don't know if he'll have a chance. We had a perfect opportunity today to set ourselves up well, get over 500, be 3-2-1, with the argument that, okay, when we played against the Eagles, we were 140 something yards worth of CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson drops away from being what 4-2-1 or 4-1-1. We should only have one loss right now. There's no reason we should have lost to the Eagles, and there's no reason we should have lost to the Carolina Panthers today. No reason. But our defense is horrible. It is atrocious. Atrocious, Cowboys Nation. Our defense is horrible. And like I said, I wish I could say Matt Eberflus count your days, but I can't. I can't in good faith tell y'all that there will be a fix for this or that Matt Eberflus will lose his job. I can't tell you that. I can't. But I still have Dak for MVP. Listen, this run game today was abysmal. It was bad. It was bad. And I can't even blame it on Javonte. I can't even blame our run game today on Javonte because he had nowhere to go. Our offensive line was horrible today. Horrible. Where was he supposed to go? Did you see the holes that the Carolina Panthers offensive line made for Rico Dowdle? Javonte Williams deserves that. He deserves that as well. He deserves that as well. And part of the blame of this is on Shotty. Part of the blame goes to Shotty. And for as much good as I've talked about Shotty this season, part of the blame of today's offensive struggles go to Shotty. We are so predictable right now. The Cowboys are so predictable. Which is twofold because our offense on one hand has been so dominant that you haven't had to disguise much. On the other hand, I think teams are going to start to figure it out. Right now, as it stands, today we went back to the 2024 formula. If we go under center, we're running the ball. Today we went back to that. Shotty, you had implemented more under center passing and play action and motion and all of that stuff that I've seen from the Cowboys in a plethora of years. But today, we went back to being the same old predictable Cowboys offense. When we went under center, they knew we were running the ball. When we went shotgun, they knew we were passing the ball. The only difference is Dak Prescott and George Pickens are so damn good right now that nobody can stop it. That's the only difference in between the run game and the pass game. You know we're going to pass the ball. You just can't cover George Pickens right now. Right now, George Pickens is a nightmare matchup for anybody. That's the only plus that we have with this Cowboys team right now, is that Dak Prescott is a hell of a quarterback and George Pickens is a nightmare for anybody to cover right now. He's so deep in his bag, I don't know. Mike Tomlin, thank you. As a Virginia boy, Mike Tomlin, thank you. Thank you for that. George Pickens goes out there and has 168 yards and a touchdown on 9 catches today. Mike Tomlin, thank you, my brother. Thank you. What, locker room cancer? Cowboy saying this is the best locker room we got, the best locker room guy we got right now. Holding it all together. So I don't know if he's doing this because he's in a contract year or what. But the Cowboys aren't saying that he's a locker room cancer. So Mike Tomlin, from the bottom of my heart, as a boy from Virginia, because you are also from Virginia, I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. The next thing with George Pickens is, and Dak Prescott for that matter, you never want anybody to be hurt. But if somebody does have to be hurt, what's happening between Dak Prescott and George Pickens right now is exactly what you would want from your quarterback and your wide receiver too. See, George Pickens had just gotten here. So before when CeeDee Lamb was still on the field with George Pickens and Dak Prescott, you could tell George Pickens was getting kind of bored over there. We hadn't figured it out yet. But now, because CeeDee Lamb has gone down and he's had to have been out for a couple games, this is the best possible scenario that ever could have happened when your wide receiver 1 goes down. And I would make a case, depending on how CeeDee and GP play when CeeDee comes back, I would make a case that with the way those guys over there in Philly look right now, this is the best wide receiver duo in the league. I would make that case. And I think that you wouldn't have to agree, but you would have to take it into consideration. I think even Philly fans would have to take that into consideration. From a pure standpoint of wide receiver 1A and 1B on a talent level, I think that is the best wide receiver duo in the league. Now, I understand they haven't played much together, but on paper, yeah, I think I would take CeeDee and GP over Devontae and AJ. I think so. That's just me. The saddest part about this whole season right now is that the defense is making it so incredibly hard to ever critique this offense. Because how can you critique the only thing that is keeping your team alive and afloat? So last week I said we had too many drives where that were 3 and outs coming out of halftime. This week, to end the game, Shoddy, we had 2 chances to go up and you ran 3 straight screens with no blockers. 3 straight screens with no blockers. But at the same time, I have to give Shoddy props because we went out there on the road, put up 27 points. And it's like, what more can we ask for? You were aggressive. You went for it on 4th down. You did everything that I feel like I would have wanted you to do. And because you were in a bad position at the end of the game, I have to critique the decision-making that you made in those bad positions. See, you had a chance 2 times to go up, to put this team ahead and out of field goal range, quite frankly, and we couldn't capitalize on those opportunities. But it's so hard to critique Shoddy and Dak in this offense because our defense is so atrocious right now. So atrocious. Like, we're missing a center, we're missing a right guard, we're missing our wide receiver 1, and we still go out there and put up 27 on the road. I can't ask for much more. But like we said at the beginning of the season, this team right now is a 40-point per game team or nothing. We are a 40-point per game team or nothing.